Yeah, we got to win against a team that hasn't lost a lot. Granted, it was against Gardner Minshew and not Jalen Hurts, but you have to play whoever you play. I think that our D line was up to the challenge. Carl Granderson had like 2 sacks. Caden had a sack, fell off one. I got the third one. Appreciate him. I think that our defense showed up and showed out today. There was a crucial 3rd-and-1 that we needed, got that done. There was a crucial 4th-and-1 that we needed, got that done. I think our unheralded heroes would be, of course, the nose tackle Shy Tuttle on that 4th-and-1 big stop against a Pro Bowl caliber center. It takes a whole team. You talk about Marshawn showing up and getting on the field and doing what he does. You love to see it. I've been you heard him. I was pressing him for weeks. But you got to be right to play this game. You got to be mentally acute, if you will, to be a part of that DB position. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best.
We got the full breakdown of the team. What's that football, the record, all that stuff? What's that mean?
I'm a Fu Manchurian, and I'm stepping into 2023 with the beautiful Fu Manchu intact. It won't be here long. I'm over it. I'm just overly happy and excited to give the Lord praise for waking me up this morning, giving me breath well into 2023. All of, 16 and a half hours into 2023, and we had, 3 sacks today. That's one heck of a way to start off 2023. Don't know what tomorrow's going to hold, but January 1 was a good day.
Just what kind of start for you guys today? But it's not just seem like constant pressure and kind of you guys are looking for.
It was one of those games that eventually you're going to find. You're going to find you a quarterback that wants to escape through the B gaps, who wants to, sort of, I wouldn't say hold the rock, because he started dealing and wheeling and dealing in that second half. But just one of those things that all the games were working. They had an offensive lineman missing, and whatever that was, we were in sync. We knew going into this game it'd be our D-line versus their D-line, and their D-line had how many sacks? 6, 7. Our D-line had 5, 6. I mean, we're going tit for tat. I'm talking to Brandon Graham as as we're switching out. I'm like, hey man, just know we're still coming. He's like, we're gonna get the deal done. Not with my D-line. And love that friendly banter. You talk about how stacked their D-line is. They rush 5. I dream of that.
Did I hear you say Marshawn had to take 2 from?
No. I don't know. Have no idea. But no. What I said was you have to be mentally acute to play the DB position. You have to be sharp. You have to be 100%. If you're injured and you're thinking about what all it takes to get on the field for a DB, maybe, again, he's talked about his ribs being feeling right, feeling whatever it is. For him, he had to be at the mental capacity to take on his position, be able to cut, change, and do everything he needed to do. Whereas if I break a rib, pop a rib, I'm going forward and I'm hitting somebody. He's got to be able to plant, stick, move, and react off of a wide receiver. I don't know anything about the DB position, but I do know, as we're playing, I'm probably playing around 15, 16 miles per hour, and he's probably playing at 21, 22. So he's a 4.3 guy. I don't know what that means for me. I'm a 4.69 unofficial. That was when I was heavier, so I might be faster. Who knows? Been turning the edge a long time. God is good.
Pretty nice to have him back out there,
though. Absolutely. In fact, like I said, I've been telling him that I was like, hey man, we need you. He's like, I'm almost back, and whatever it is, and you see the type of game-changing plays he can create when he's out there.
Sack number 3, did you know in that moment?
No, because I didn't know if they gave me sack number 1, so I thought technically that was 2. I needed another one. It was that 3rd-and-1. I wrapped him up, and he sort of fell, and I was like, what was that? Because he went for the pass, but sometimes they don't give it to you in that limbo. I'll take those. I wish I could have like the Michael Strahan freebie, but it is what it is. Absolutely. If you look at the last 11 years of my career, after I earned the right to be on 3rd down, you go from rookie year having 1 sack, starting 15 out of the 16 games to where I'm at now. I just needed opportunity. I knew I was a pass rusher. I knew I was an edge rusher. And I told him my second year, I told Bill Johnson, I said, give me a chance and you'll never have to worry about it. I told Sean Payton when I first got drafted, I said, all right, let's do this. I came with the mindset to be the best that I can be. I don't want to just be a pass rusher, though. I'll let you guys label me however you want to. But just know that if there's a 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd and 1, I'm going to be on the field. I'm not jetting up the field. I'm not turning at 12. I'm fighting for each and every yard. They don't run on my side for a reason.
I think after that Tampa game was probably the most frustrating you've ever seen, was just where the team was at now, where you guys are standing now a few weeks later. What does it just say about you guys, and like what have you learned about this team just over the last few weeks?
Let me just think about how many weeks ago that was.
Like 3 or 4?
I think I told you at the time, everybody in the building had their hand in the losses. Everybody in the building was not okay with where we were at. We were the problem, but we were also the answer. And the answer is continue chopping away, continue following your process, continue striking how you know you had to strike, continue paying attention to the minor things, continue pushing on, because this is a football season. This is not something that just is a 1 week make or break. This is a marathon. Guys get hurt, guys get injured, guys are in or out, whatever the case may be. It's always the next man up mentality. It's always focus on what you can control. And that process has got us to this point. Now, I don't know where we are in the playoffs. I'll let you figure that out. I know we got 1 week left, and I'm pretty sure we played the Panthers. I'm a very week-to-week guy, but I'm pretty sure we played the Panthers. And that's what we're going to control. We're going to focus on. We're going to control what we can control.
And now that you guys have figured out some of those.
Yes, Trust Levels is one of the best podcasts out. We're finished. So I'm looking forward to the next season, probably next year.
Now that you guys have figured
Yes, it is January 1st, 2023, and God has been blessed me enough to take this breath and get 3 sacks walking into 2023. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
Now that you guys have kind of figured out some of those small issues, do you know what the cause was? Like some of the culprit behind some of that stuff?
Depends on that game. Each game had its own recipe for either win or loss. So I can't just say over the season this is that direct correlation. You'd say TOP, time of possession, was a huge one for us. As you can see, first half of this game, I think defense was out there 12 to 15 plays, 3 or 4 series tops. And our offense had that first drive at 10 minutes. That's huge. That type of situation, that's easy to see why we were able to take advantage of our second and longs, our third and longs, whatever it was. It was favorable for us as a team. And then, of course, games that we lost, you could see that there was turnovers that we didn't match, whatever it was. It was 2 or 3 turnovers versus our 0 or 1. You can't lose that turnover battle. There's, again, in every game, there's going to be a recipe for why we won or why we lost or whatever it is. All we can do is continue striving for a perfect game. And this game was by no means perfect, but we did get the job done. So we're trying to learn from our mistakes, whatever we made on the field. We'll look towards this last game, Carolina, and try and get this win.
Just getting the players back up, how does that help the defense just altogether?
We didn't cover this already. Getting a player like Marshawn is game-changing. I think that, what Marshawn's able to do on the field, there's a reason why everybody was pushing him to, hey, come back. Because, again, when he's healthy, I think I said this already, when he's healthy, he's one of the best, probably verbatim.
Yeah, how much longer can you let this go?
I don't know. Tom Brady's like 75, right? So half that. I'll take 37 and a half.
Congrats again on the sack record. Do you remember your first as much as your record breaker?
I for sure remember my first. It was against Cam Newton, week 16 in 2012. Not to be confused that I played in 2011 season. I just didn't make one till 2012 because I had like some late hits that happened, whatever it was. I had a couple sacks taken away from me. It went from I'm a good year to okay, we've got some work to do. And then I was able to earn my ability to get on third down. Second year, I think there was a pivotal game probably against Philadelphia in itself with Michael Vick that I had my first 3-sack game. And then it gets a little blurry. There was maybe some Josh Freemans in there, it was like a myriad of Tampa Bay quarterbacks. No doubt. Lots of Matt Ryan. He's been good to me. Happy New Year's, Matt Ryan, if you see it. There's a lot of Cam Newton. Appreciate you, big dog. Best draft class, 2011. There was some Jameis Winston. Love it, because we talked about it, and he didn't realize I had sacked it that many times. I sent him a reel while we were on the plane his first year here. But honestly, I think I've also had just as many great mentors I keep saying the best mentor is a mentor that he doesn't know he's a mentor from. I'm learning, I'm taking things from him. Guys, when I first got to lead, John Vilma and the way he broke down film, rest in peace, the defensive end, Will Smith, and his tenacity, his mindset of, being more than just a pass rusher defensive end. He could set the edge. He could, be a 4-eye. He could be whatever you need him to be. And as much as he loved the pass rush, he knew the importance of playing the run. There was guys like Big Baby, Cedric Ellis, to start me off and just try and accumulate knowledge, try and steal pass rush moves from. Looking around the league, seeing guys like Calais Campbell, the way he took to games and wanting to know how to play the run just as well and the pass just as well. It was becoming a leader and being an example for all my young guys, from Sheldon Rankins to David Onyemata, probably the last high draft pick D tackles we've had too. Guys like Trey Henderson. You'd even say one of the most explosive defensive ends I'd seen to date in Junior Gillette. And he went his way and learned, some pass rush from guys like Trey. Again, the double swipe. You had Alex Okafor, Turk McBride, Darryl Tapps. I mean, there's been so many defensive ends I've had the pleasure of being around, so many defensive linemen I've been honored to play with. As much as they learned from me, I stole their moves too. If I saw something, I would try to emulate, copy it, and take it and make it mine. And of course, I've always had, my chop rip, whatever it is, chop club, arm over, and been pushed each and every year. I've always had a phenomenal D-line in terms of mindset of everybody wanting to win each and every snap and pushes each other, especially Marcus Davenport, who, had 9.5 sacks last year. This year, whatever it may be, health reasons, there's playing time, whatever you want to call it, he still comes to practice and he pushes me to be better than what I am. So it's always going to be a shout out to defense and even being able to, take from him some different aspects of the game because he has a hell of a speed to power. It's probably unrivaled. I've seen him flat back a lot of offensive linemen over the years.
Do you know where you're going to pick a game ball?
Probably with the jersey. I think I stored away the jersey in the bag. I wrote a little message on it, and I'll probably send it to my mom. I'd probably send it to my wife, but she doesn't care. Not to say she doesn't care. It's just it's going to hit a little bit more with moms.
The ball and the jersey are going to
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to say I'm like shadow box it for her and send it her way, so she has to take it. I'm not going to really give her a choice. I'm like, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy belated birthday, and give it to her, So she's a December baby, so they always get gypped in their birthday situations anyways.
I think you today joined Reggie White, John Randall, the only players ever to have at least 7.5 sacks in 11 straight seasons.
Yeah, good old John Randall. That's my dog. How many times I talked to him, Chris Dolman, about pass rush when I first got into the league. Rest in peace, Chris Dolman. You know what I'm saying? They're like those extended family members. I was born in Minnesota for the first 4 years of my life. I went to Arizona. I was really, I really consider myself an Arizona kid because, all my first hugs, kisses, crushes, driving, all that other stuff was Arizona. So I'm an Arizona boy, 602 through and through. CHS, Chandler's finest. But you talk about John Randall, that's one of those stories you're never not going to admire. One of those undersized underdog stories. He had to put weights around his waist to quote unquote make weight. He had, the mindset, tenacity to be a whole another monster, and he proved it each and every time he took the field. To be a part of that, that's special in itself. And yeah, I'd say, the last 11 years, if you say I've had a down year, my down year is still pretty decent.
As a team, it's always hard when it's the last play and get the lead. You guys have won 3 straight. No matter what the outcome is, no matter who else is playing, whatever the other result, you can't control that. But what does this do for the Saints going forward?
I have no idea. Again, I'm going to control what I can control. And I know we got Carolina coming up. We're going to, take this 24 hours, good 24-hour rule in effect. Go back home, enjoy some apple cider, sparkling apple cider with the kids, and treat it like it's Happy New Year's that it is. It's been a blessing to, go home with a win on Christmas and New Year's. We're walking into 2023 with the win, and we'll try and get the next one this upcoming week. Appreciate y'all. I'm leaving.